Cotton has long had a negative connotation in the black community. It brings up thoughts of centuries of enslavement in which their ancestors were forced to toil the vast fields. Now, some black farmers are trying to remove that stigma, encouraging the community to focus on what it now is and what it could be instead of what it once represented. ABC senior national correspondent Steve Osunsami traveled to North Carolina to visit a man who's trying to pick out cotton's negative connotation.
There's an unmistakable beauty to the snow-white cotton fields that blanket parts of the South in the fall. It's nature's notice, really, that shorter days are coming and that farmers will need to work longer nights, harvesting what's arguably the most popular material in the world.
A family speaking out after students were asked to clean cotton in class.
But for many Americans, there's little poetry in cotton.
My children, under no circumstance, I'm so sorry, need to be taught what it's like to be a slave or what it's like to be black.
And for many black Americans in particular, there's a racism to the idea of picking it.
She had a box of cotton on her desk and went around with the box and gave everyone about a handful.
For example, parents were more than offended in Spokane, Washington, when a fifth-grade teacher passed around a box of cotton during a history lesson and told her students to pick it clean. And calling someone a cotton picker can seem very much a slur.
That made me feel like I didn't know that they actually thought of me that way.
You know, it's work, but not the hardest work you can do.
37-year-old Julius Tillery is trying to take the bad word out of what it means for black people to pick cotton in America.
There's not many of us. We're basically extinct. There's less than 100 black cotton farmers in the whole country.
He'll tell you that he's a cotton picker who owns hundreds of acres in North Carolina, has an economics degree, and is teaching black farmers across the South how to survive in a global economy.
If I don't create a new history for us, it will always be a bad history. So I think it's really important that the work I do to help foster a better ideal around cotton is important.
He's created a side business he calls Black Cotton, where he sells jewelry, home accessories, and has partnered with the people who make Vans shoes to create streetwear. Two years ago, Vans bought 10,000 pounds of his cotton. This year, they tell us they're buying twice as much. The shirts they sell come with a logo that Julius Tillery calls the New Rose.
Black cotton is the new rose.
The new rose.
We got to remember, this is American cotton. This is black cotton. This is special cotton. Our catchphrase is cotton is our culture. Let's grow together. We want to bring people into this and have everyone have a feeling around it that's positive.
You're trying to change the brand of cotton within black culture.
Absolutely. Like on the internet, people call me the Puff Daddy of cotton, and I think that's cool.
He's trying to improve on the history of cotton that in America is very much tied to that old idea that black people should be owned. In the movies like 12 Years a Slave, just the picture of black Americans working on those endless cotton farms feels as ugly as can be.
I'm a fifth-generation cotton farmer, and we emphasize that because that means 5 generations of free men decided to do this work. And you know, us that live close to cotton fields, we know that cotton is not here to hurt us. But I've seen people all across the country reach to me and say, how could you do this? So much hurt around it. I'm like, have you been in the field? Like, I had a rapper from Atlanta come, and he shot a video at my farm.
This is Tillery, seen here in that video, and a song by artist King David Wilson.
After the video, we say a prayer together, and he began to cry. And I hugged him. I said, what's wrong, brother? And he said, this is the freest I've ever felt as a black man.
What is it? How do you explain to people that people need to flip that script?
Well, we have to remember, cotton wasn't the oppressive thing. Cotton is just a plant, and it's a magical plant at that. It was people that was oppressive and made us work like we was machines. However, this is a new day. No one's making me do this work. No one's pressing me to do any of this work. So I had to decide to change my perspective on this. It's actually something to be proud of.
In today's world, it's all about marketing the product that you raise.
He's taking over the business from his father, and buried on their farm is the former slave in the family who was forced to work in these fields before buying the land as a free man more than 100 years ago.
That's here, and it made me always feel like I had to protect this area.
Julius Tillery says today, people need to see the pride in what he does, and not just the pain.
Everything's intentional. We're here because of cotton in many ways. We just gotta not take it for granted.
It's so important, and it comes from this little plant.
So let's make the best of it. Let's change the bad narrative and let's bring people together over it.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.